best nude lipsticks for fair skin. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. Today I have 20, including lip liner, lip combos, and stuff like that, that I think are nude, but that are great if you have fair skin. These are going to be cool toned or warm toned. It's going to be a whole spectrum of things. There's going to be quite a lot of mauve tones because we all know I love those. And as far as I know, you can still get all of these as well. So that was definitely a caveat. I definitely have loads of products that maybe you can no longer buy. But these you can buy at a different types of price ranges. I think I have just over half of it being higher end, and then the other third of it is going to be more affordable things. So let me share with you my favorite nude lipsticks for myself, really, because I have fair skin. I've got a cool to neutral undertone, so I can get away with loads of different things. But know that this is not just going to be cool tones, it's also going to have some warmer options if that's what you prefer. But if you have fair skin and you were going to look for a good nude lipstick, now look no further, because hopefully this video can give you a nice little overview. When I think of a nude, there's several things that I like, but my all-time favorite is going to be this Lisa Eldridge lipstick, and this is Velvet Muse. I'm currently trying to use it up this year. I already have a backup of this because I love this lipstick so much. If I don't know what to throw on, I throw on this and it goes with every look I do. Just so you know. So here we have Velvet Muse swatched. And here she is on my lips. I really enjoy this lipstick till this day. There's a reason why I bought a backup of this. The minute I spotted it was getting really, really low, and I know I can pan this towards the end of the year, especially in the fall winter season. This is a great nude for me. I tend to not reach for it as much in the summer months, because it does have a bit of a moodier undertone, but especially if I'm wearing a little bit more color on my eyes, like I'm wearing today, and especially because I have been wearing more color in on my eyelids in the past couple of years, I tend to reach for nude lipsticks more than any other color of lipstick in my makeup collection, and this is just a classic for me. I can just throw this on, it looks good with everything. It's got quite a bit of warmth though, that's something to bear in mind. Lisa Eldridge doesn't have really good cool tones, I have to say. If you want something slightly, I feel like this is a little bit more cool tone than Muse's, and it's also a little bit deeper, but this is Sorcery. This is my other pick from the Lisa Eldridge line. It's a great, great fair skin neutral option. I do have to say that she has a couple of things that are lighter than this. There's Velvet Affair, Velvet Fawn, but those are too yellow for me. So that's why I don't like those. But here's Velvet Sorcery, and you can see it's got more purple in than Muse has. So if Muse is too warm for you, you might want to try Sorcery because it has more of that plum vibe. But like I said, this is a little bit deeper, which is why I don't reach for it as much, because it isn't as perfect with every single look I do as Muse is. But I do feel this is a good alternative if Muse is just a touch too warm toned for you. And this is Velvet Sorcery. Like I said, it's a little bit darker, but still super pretty on the lips. Still very wearable and easy to use, nothing too offensive. And we all know I love the Lisa Eldridge True Velvet lipstick. It's why I have the entire range. I like all of these lipsticks. A lot of the colors I have since been discontinued, but these two are still available and I love them to pieces. There's a reason why one of them is almost used up. Then I think that a brand that does the best neutral lipsticks for fair skin, it's going to be MAC at a slightly higher price point. I have several favorites with them, and then there's a couple of things that I just want to showcase, but I have three really long-standing favorites. I'm going to start with Syrup. This is a lipstick I repurchased because mine expired that I used to have. This is really good if you're looking for a good mauve toned lipstick and you want it to be a little bit sheer, because this is one of their luster glasses. And this is just a little bit more of a pinky nude, but because of the more transparent base this has, it's excellent on the lips. Got a little bit of shine, looks very natural on. This is also one of those one and done, you're out the door, it's going to look good with anything. And this I tend to reach for more so in the summertime, these kind of shades. I don't know why, but especially if I'm wearing something teal like this, I know a shade like this is going to work really well for me. And this is Syrup. As you can see, did I put on a lipstick or is it my natural lip color? You would never know with this lipstick because it is truly that My Lips But Better kind of shade. for me anyways, and I really, really enjoy syrup. It's got that really nice hint of purple to it that I really enjoy to have in my mauve tone. So this is another great option for MAC. But if you want a little bit more color, my actual true all-time favorite neutral lipstick from MAC is Twig, which is why I repurchased it the minute my old one expired. The one I used to have was like halfway gone as well. Like, it was not as well used up as my Lisa Eldridge one, but it was close. So this one looks pristine because I've only had it for about a year now. I haven't had it for that long, maybe 2. I don't remember when I repurchased this, but I still repurchased it before they changed the lipsticks around. So here's what Twig looks like if we swatch it. And it's sort of like a slightly deeper version of syrup with a little less shine. That's how I feel about it anyways. And here is Twig, and this is sort of like my alternative to Muse when I want something that has a slight cooler undertone. I feel that Muse, compared to everything I've swatched so far, has the most of like a peachy vibe to it. It's got a hint of orangey brown, whereas this pulls a little bit more pinky purple, which is why I enjoy that a lot more. But this is sort of like what I think of as like the cool tone version of Muse, for me anyways, and this is perfect for me. I think they still do it in their current lineup, and I really enjoy this lipstick in particular. I really, really do. But let's say you don't want something that has purple, you want something that has more of a pink vibe, and you still want it to be a nude. Then MAC does Brave, again something I repurchased after mine expired, and I feel this is like the pinky version of Twig. That's the way I feel about it. And this is really, really pretty. It's sort of like in between Twig and syrup, I feel. It's sort of like in that sort of middle ground, and it's got more pink to it. So like I said, if you want a nude that has more of a pinky vibe, then I think Brave is a great option. And this is what Brave looks like on me. Again, a really pretty shade if I'm wearing something bolder on the lids. Especially with blue tones, I find that a pink lip can be really good on me because it like really nicely balances things out. And Brave has a bit of a bluer pink to it. It's not a warm pink, it's more of a cooler pink, but it's not super cool toned. So if you're very cool toned yourself, Brave may still not work for you, but do know that it leans more cool toned, and cool toned nudes can be really difficult to find, especially if they are a little bit more pinky leaning. So I think Brave is still a really good option till this day if that's what you're looking for. But if you do have a warm undertone and you're looking for a good warmer tone nude, then I think Thanks It's MAC is sort of like the Twig or Brave that's going to work really well for people with a warmer undertone. If Brave is going to be too cool toned for you, try Thanks It's MAC. This was gifted to me as a gift with purchase. I didn't pick this out myself. I'll swatch it underneath Brave for the completion here. Because I do feel it sort of fits a very similar category. For me, this is pulling a little bit too peach. It's pretty on, don't get me wrong. It's still very pretty. It's going to go with this peachy, with this teal eye look again really well. But this is not a shade I would gravitate towards myself. It actually is a bit too peach for my liking. And here is what Thanks It's MAC look like on me. Like I said, it's a really good lipstick, and I think this is going to look really good for people who have that warmer undertone to their skin tone. This is called the most perfect nude lipstick for a lot of people from MAC for a reason, and I totally agree with it. It's just that for me, I don't know, it just, like I said, I really think the eye look is doing all the heavy lifting here, and this lip color really nicely sort of goes with the teal, so it works. But I kind of feel because my lips are naturally quite purpley, if I put this on, it kind of color corrects it and it looks paler than it actually is, which is not my preference. So for me, this is not the perfect nude. I like something like Twig a lot better on me. I've almost finished talking about all of my MAC things. A combo that I really enjoy, if you have fair skin, is Pink Peppermint, which is this super cool tone pinky shade, and pairing it with Greige lip liner. Now, this may seem very out there because Greige is a greige, as the name suggests, but I really like this pairing because I feel that Pink Peppermint by itself is a little too washed out, so it doesn't quite work, and it's not that neutral because it is a pink, you could say, but the pair of them together I feel looks really well. So let me throw this on for you. And here's what that combo looks like on me. I feel that grayish, because it has that gray undertone, really nicely brings this very sort of Barbie pink to a more neutral level for me. I do need to like tap it in just a little bit to take some of the color off, I feel, to make it look more neutral. But this way I feel that if you like experiment with lip liners and stuff, and when I found this combo, I couldn't stop wearing it again because of the pinky tone. I think it goes really well with the eye look I'm wearing today. This is really pretty. I tend to wear this more so in the fall winter season than I do nowadays, like this time of year. It's not really a summer combo for me, but a fall winter combo work for sure. And the final MAC lip combo I want to show you is Soar Lip Liner with Mare lipstick. And this is a classic. I owned this in the past and I repurchased it because I missed it in my collection. Again, Mare was a lipstick I owned before and I wore loads. So there is where that combo is living. And this combo I've had before, like I said. I also own Soar lipstick, so they turned this lip liner into a lipstick color as well. It's slightly deeper than Mare, but if you want that contrast of like a slightly deeper lip line with a neutral in the middle, that's a little bit more mauvey pink, then this is the ultimate combo in my opinion. So here is what Soar lip liner looks like with Mare lipstick on me. It's definitely a more subtle difference between the lip liner and the lipstick than with Greige and Pink Peppermint. Like those undertones are complementary, but the shades are very clashing. And with this, it just kind of shapes the lip a little bit more. This is definitely one of those things that you can experiment with. I also like this lip liner with Soar lipstick itself, so that's another combo you can do with it. But this is a really pretty sort of vibe. I do feel, though, that I would wear Velvet Muse over Mare. Even though Mare does have a little bit more purple, I feel Muse is a little bit more universally flattering for me. With this, I always feel I need to make sure there is an eye look that it goes with really well. But that's just my caveat. So far, I've mainly swatched mattes for you, but I love a really good creamy formula too. If you want something that's more balmy, that acts like a lipstick but feels like a balm on, then these Love Shine lipsticks from YSL are beautiful. This is shade 203. I believe it's called Mallow, and this is so pretty on. It's so absolutely gorgeous. The minute I spotted this, I was like, I need to own you at some point in my life. It's again a mauve tone. I know, I love a good mauve tone. I did a video a while ago about all these mauve tone lipsticks. But I wasn't able to swatch them all on my lips for you, so this is sort of like my makeup video as well. But there are other options in terms of like a nude for me as well, so you'll see a couple of other options soon. And here is what YSL's Love Shine in 203 looks like on me. It's very similar to Syrup in a way. This does feel balmier on the lips. It's more lip balm-like, but I do feel, because Syrup is right here, and here's the YSL, I think they are not that different, and I do think the YSL one is more expensive than the MAC, so that's something to factor in if that's something you find really important, but I really do like this. I wear it a lot actually in the fall-winter season. My lips feel super dry, and I just want to wear something super nourishing. This works a charm. And then to round out the high-end lipsticks, I just have some Charlotte Tilbury bits for you. I decluttered a lot of my Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks because I just felt the undertones weren't something I was reaching for. Now that I have my Lisa Eldridge stuff, and now that I have all of my MAC stuff, and some Kiko, as you will see, but I still rate her lipsticks highly. Like, she does so many really good things. So it's definitely a good place to start, and of course she does a couple of iconic nudes. Iconic Nude is one of her shades. That I find too orange, but Very Victoria, that has been my pick for a nude from her line for such a long time. and it's absolutely gorgeous. I think it was actually inspired by Victoria Beckham, if I'm not mistaken. So here it is. It's got a bit more brown to it compared to everything else I've swatched for you so far. It's definitely not a mauve. Like I said, I have other things too. I don't just have mauve to share with you. It's a nude lipstick video anyways. And hey, Victoria, I also really like the bullet. The shape of the bullet of Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks makes it so easy to apply. And there's a reason why out of all of the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks that I got rid of, I've only kept this one really, because I don't have anything quite like this, and still it's a really good nude on me. It's sort of like brown, pink. There's a hint of something purple, but it's not super cool toned. It's actually leaning a little bit more on the warmer tone. It's like it's very similar to Velvet Muse now that I've swatched those next to each other. Yeah. But I like this. I really like how thin the formula of the Matte Revolution lipsticks from Charlotte Tilbury is. It's something I've always appreciated ever since these launched. I mean, she does a good lipstick. She knows how to do a really good lipstick, and I do really like those. It's just that I found better things over time. And finally, we have Pillow Talk. Now, this is Pillow Talk Fair, which is a shade I didn't own in the past. I used to own Original Pillow Talk back when that was the only shade that the brand had to offer. I still feel this is a little bit on the warmer side for me, but I just got the mini set in the Black Friday sale with, oh, no! That was the tip of the lip liner. It does have more pink than the original Pillow Talk has, so I do like that. But the lipstick is still a little bit on the peachy side, and I actually think this maybe too light for me. But I think it's a beautiful option if you're looking for a good nude. Pillow Talk, whatever version you buy, works really well on a lot of complexions for a reason. It's apparently a shade that Charlotte Tilbury used to mix backstage for her clients, and then she just turned it into a lipstick color. So you know it's iconic for a reason. I'm not going to knock it. I love me a bit of Pillow Talk. It's just that I have so many other options that I think look better on me that I don't reach for this a whole lot, which is why I just got the mini set. And here is what Pillow Talk Fair looks like on me. As I said, I do really think there is a place for Pillow Talk in your life if that's what you're looking for. But of course, this shade is no longer that unique because, let's just say that it's being duped left, right, and center, of course. But yeah, I do really like this. It's pretty on. What can I say? And then, of course, we need to chat about Kiko. I love me a Kiko lipstick. I just did an entire video about them the other day, so if you want to see swatches with all of my lipsticks from Kiko, then you can watch that. I also have swatches with all of my Lisa Eldridge and all of my MAC. And I think I even have a very old video somewhere with a lot of my Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks that I used to own. So if you want to watch those, I'll link them in the description box down below just in case you want to. I love Kiko for lipsticks as well. They're a little bit more affordable than a lot of other things that I have. And I just think they do some wonderful things. So I want to show you this combo of the mauve lip liner from the Creamy Color with the mauve lipstick from the Velvet Passion, shade 315 and shade 23 from these particular lineups. And I actually think that this lip liner is really similar to Pillow Talk Fair. But I think this can actually be a really good combo. And here is the Kiko Mauve combination. I just wanted to make sure I show this to you in a video on at some point in time. I really like this combo. This mauve lipstick is one of the best cool tone mauve lipsticks you're ever going to find. It's probably not that nude for some people, but if you have a very, very cool undertone, this is quite possibly the best option for you. And I like it with the lip liner. I hadn't tried that on before, but I do think that the lip liner, again, like a bit like Soar and Mare, it just adds a little bit more dimension. And with the 315 lipstick, sometimes I find that it's a little bit too pale for me. And then this lip liner can actually sort of bridge the gap really nicely for me. I'm going to race through these because you just saw these. The 3D Hydrus Lip Stilo from Kiko in shade 18 is another great sort of mauve tone, so I'll swatch that next to it. This leans a little bit more browny purple compared to everything else we've swatched, and this is something you need to know, that Kiko does quite a few things that are more unique than other brands have to offer. So here's that 3D Hydra Stilo in shade 18. As you can see, quite a bit of gray to this as well. Like it. To some people, this will not be a nude, but for me, this is like, if you want nude, but with an edge. Then I also have their Powder Kiss lipstick in shade 24. Now, I saw somebody else say the other day that they couldn't find these anymore, but I've never been able to find these in store. I can only find these online, so make sure you check Kiko online as well. And this is a more blurry formula, but it's this really beautiful mauvey shade. So here's the Powder Power lipstick from Kiko in shade 24. I'm not sure if I said the name. I may have called it Powder Kiss just now because it's a dupe for the MAC Powder Kiss lipstick and I always mess it up. But this is what it looks like. It's again like, did I put on lipstick or is it my natural lips? You just don't know. Great alternative for like another like My Lips But Better kind of shade. And then the Unlimited Stilo in shade 22. This one is front and center in my makeup collection because I reach for it so often. And this is another really beautiful mauve tone. Kiko does a really good mauve tone in every single line they do, it seems. This is again a little bit deeper, a little bit more purpley compared to some of the things here by Lisa Eldridge. So I like this for like a cooler toned option as well. And this is the Unlimited Stilo in shade 22. Next up, we have some Revlon, and we know I love a good Revlon lipstick. I have Laid Back Lilac and Sassy Mauve. One is a bit more brown, the other one is a little bit more purple. You can go anyway. I think Revlon at the drugstore does some of the best nudes of your life. So if you're looking for a good nude lipstick at a budget, go Revlon because they do some wonderful things. We all know about my love for Laid Back Lilac. I bought this last year and I was wearing it nonstop straight away, so we all know I love this thing. It's already starting to look very used for just from how often I'm using it. It's that I'm currently trying to use up 2 lipsticks this year, that I'm not really reaching for a lot of my other lipsticks, but I know in 2027, when that year hits, I'm like gonna do shop my stashes, or I'm going to challenge myself to reach for a different lipstick every single day, I think. And this is definitely something that's then gonna go into rotation to use up, because this, with a little bit of shine, super comfortable, enough of a purple, enough of a brown, enough of a pink, that it's very neutral and it goes with everything, and still it's not like super duper mauve toned. Love this shade. And the other one I have from Revlon is Sassy Mauve. I love this one to pieces as well. It's a little bit more pink. It's like more rosy than anything else we've swatched so far, but still really beautiful. I got this one first. This one was recommended by you guys as well. Laid Back Lilac as well was a recommendation from one of my followers. So this is a little bit more that pinky plum sort of vibe that we get from some of these other pinky tones as well. I actually feel it's quite similar to this one. I think it was Brave. But then it's got a little bit more depth than Brave has. It's not as pink, but still really pretty, very easy to wear. And this, like, what's this called? Is this, no, it's not Color Rouge, that's L'Oreal. It's a super lustrous lipstick. That creamy formula from Revlon is my favorite. It's such a classic. There's a reason why these lipsticks are still around 70 years later. But did you know there's another Italian makeup brand that feels like Kiko, but they're not? This is Wycon. I do feel they are slightly pricier than Kiko is. And they do have a website that ships internationally, but I've never been able to try them. I hope to be going to Italy later in the year, so hopefully I can find myself another Wycon store. At the time that I found this in Florence, I picked up one of their lip pencils and their matte Icon lipsticks. These are both in the shade Mauve, shade number 7 and shade number 54. And this is such a good combo. This is one of the best mauve tones in my makeup collection. So here is the Wycon swatch. It's a bit in a little bit of an awkward spot, and here it is on the lips. It's a deeper option, so this could also be really lovely for people who do have a slightly deeper undertone than super fair skin, but as you can see, it still works on my really fair skin. It just has this really lovely depth, and this formula is sublime. it really, really rivals some of my high-end lipsticks. It's that good of a formula. I wish I had picked up more of these lipsticks. I'm not sure if they still do it, but you can see that this is more of like a plummy brown sort of option compared to everything else. Really like it. Again, a little bit more edgy compared to other things I've shown you so far. And then to round out the more affordable category, we're going to talk about K-Beauty, the Peri Para Ink Velvet in shade 31 Wine Nude. I love. This is more of a liquefied lipstick rather than a true lip stain, I find. It's not that staining. And this shade in the fall time is so, so wonderful. It's very similar actually to the Wycon I now see. And this has a nice little bit of a brownie plum sort of to it. It's so beautiful on. And as dark as this looks in a swatch, I really like this Peri Para Ink Velvet in Wine Nude. It just has depth, but not too much. It goes with everything. I wear this a lot in the fall time when I want something a little bit deeper. Like, deeper without it being like super vampy. It's like a vampy nude. And then finally, the final product I have for you is by Roman. This is their Dewy Full Water tint in Custard Mauve. And a lot of these lip stains from Roman I love. This is just the one that I always swatch because I wear this all the time. It's more of like a pinky shade, and this stays put. It does have a staining effect. I very often travel with this because I can throw it on at the start of the day, and I don't have to worry about this smudging or going anywhere. So it's one of the best lip products for longevity if that's what you're looking for. And here's what Custard Mauve looks like on me. I think this is a really beautiful shade. This is so effortless. I can just throw this on. Again, it will go with everything. It looks really, really light, I find, because it has this like liquidy formula, but then when you like have it sit on your lips, it actually looks really beautiful. And again, that my lips but better kind of vibe. What else can I say? So here are all of those swatches. And then that is my top 20 best nudes for fair skin. I know there's a lot of mauve tones here. I really didn't realize that as I was laying everything out. But yeah, like I said, I didn't swatch all of my mauve tone lipsticks when I did a video about that. So maybe this is like my way of making it up to you. So thanks so much for being here today. Thank you so very much for joining me. I do regular lip swatch videos and like recommendations for fair skin if that's what you're looking for. So if you'd like to stay tuned for more, and then I hope to see you again in a new video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.